Cool. Hi. Hope everyone's doing well. I know I'm pretty good. Although things are a bit hectic. I'm going to continue painting Ari Adara from the Depest Depths Box, and actually we're going to be finishing up this model, and I thought we'd also start painting her totem, these cool moray eels. So we'll see if we'll manage to finish those, or if, well, we'll at least finish Ari. And I've base coated the metals in dark chocolatey brown Rhinox hide from Citadel, and I thought I would paint them in NMM gold. I don't usually do NMM on miniatures because I kind of like true metallics, but I'm not a huge stranger to NMM either. So yeah, I thought we'd give that a go. We're going for like a golden trident. And thanks for the like, Doug. So when painting NMM gold, and NMM stands for non-metallic metals, if you didn't know that, which means that you try and make something look like it's metal, but just using regular paints. You're going to be using like dark browns, yellows, tans, and like what you call like bone type colors, whites, maybe some purple, and you're going to try and make those reflections like little illusions of reflections. So I haven't done this in a while, so we'll see how it goes. I normally just do NMM on like cool magical swords and stuff, but yeah, something that really helps with NMM is to have lots of reference pictures, I find. I'm going to start off by thanks, Ironcleave. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. This is pretty much the last step we have to do on the Queen. I'm going to start off by painting some, like blocking in some parts with a lighter brown. I'm using Citadel Mornfang brown, I think it's called. Yeah. Just quickly block in some these areas. And there's a lot of like cylinder shape on this miniature. So when it comes to the metal, so we'll just kind of imagine a cylinder, how that would look. Just literally Google NMM cylinder or metal cylinder, and you'd get a whole bunch of explanatory pictures. And like, in my opinion, you don't have to do everything in super realistically. Like that's the goal, but as long as it's good, as long as it looks good, it looks good, in my opinion. That was a really weird sentence, but like if basically we put reflections on the miniature without really having a surrounding for it to reflect. So we're not going to know exactly where all the reflections would go. So we'll see how this goes. There's a bit of a pattern on the handle there. And key when painting NMM, non-metallic metals, is to have a whole bunch of contrast. Metal tends to, like, it will look metal if the brightest is nearest to the darkest value color. Then you'll get that high contrast shiny metal look. So I'm just roughly building up a little base here for us to work with. Thank you, Wyrd. Wyrd is, as usual, Kimberly, our awesome hobby assistant, Waldo Prodder, and Wyrd employee, helping out with all the technical bits here on the stream. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I posted a picture of the Leviticus avatar, like a classic Malifaux model, which I painted and finished up yesterday, actually. Posted it on a weird place. The picture is a little shitty, but that's because I usually take pictures with my camera that's in the repair shop or service center, which I'm gonna pick up tomorrow. And the current camera is not as good. Like, I have a proper camera too. I was just being lazy. You know, just cell phones nowadays tend to take pretty damn good pictures. So it's just very nice to just use your cell phone and upload it directly from that. Ironclase, do you prefer to paint NMM or true metallic? Yeah, it's a good question. I tend to prefer painting true metallic colors. And that's just because I don't know. I think that makes for very good gaming pieces. Like, both look very good. It's a matter of taste. I think true metallics are quicker to do and make for very good gaming pieces. Although you can use some of the same techniques as you do with NMM when you're painting true metallics too. But yeah, I really like the look of true metallics. NMM is really cool as a to me, I guess it's sort of like NMM is more of a collector item thing than traditionally, though. Like, all the Malifaux miniatures have been painted, like used for showing off the game, have been painted with NMM. Like, I like both methods. I tend to paint true metallics because I think, in my personal opinion, NMM looks awesome when done properly. But if you're not going to spend too much time on something, true metallics always wins out. It's in my opinion. It's much harder to get NMM looking right. But it's also pretty fun painting NMM. Maybe not necessarily if you're painting huge hordes of miniatures. I'm not sure I'd enjoy painting those in NMM, but yeah. Can look pretty cool, no matter which one you use. Love the bone armor. Thanks, Kyle. Yeah, it was a bit of a rant or not a rant, but a bit of a ramble of an answer to the question, Ironcleys. Sorry, but I guess for some reason I prefer to paint true metallics, though I tend to use a bit of like simplified NMM techniques to do my true metallics. Because it just tends to make them look more interesting. Thank you, Ironcleys. Like I also paint. I could do like a little bit of illustration work on the side at times. So, of course, if I paint some metal in a painting, it's always going to be NMM. And NMM is sort of like treating your miniature as if it was 2D, which sometimes messes things up a little bit. And that kind of bugs me sometimes. Like, it doesn't always make sense from every angle. So you have to bear in mind, or should probably bear in mind, if you're painting NMM, that you should bear in mind which angles will be like those magic angles that you want the miniature to be viewed from. A lot of miniatures actually have magic angles. And by that, I mean that it's an angle where the angle you want to look at the miniature from. Like this miniature. Oops, I'm still trying to get a sense of where I should hold the miniature while painting. Yeah, there we go. This miniature looks really good from the front. But if you look at it from the side, it's like, it's not great. And this is not a critique of the miniature itself. It's just that most miniatures have angles where they look better than others. This miniature looks awesome from this angle. She also looks awesome from the back and from like some halfway angles. But if you flip her over like this, like straight from the side, this miniature doesn't work. So if you were planning on doing NMM, you don't give a shit about this side and not about this side. The reflections don't have to take this into reflection. You want to really make them look awesome from here and from here. That's not something that's gonna come up like always when you are doing the NMM. I don't think it matters much on this miniature, but let's say if we had a miniature clad in full plate armor, then maybe we'd have to try and like decide on where we'd place our reflection highlights with that in mind. I hope this is making some sense. Some miniatures look really cool from a lot of different angles. I'm trying to think of... Like, I think there's some weird miniature where... Oh yeah, there's a really cool classic one. The brutal effigy in metal. Like it's got 4 legs, I think. And depending on which angle you are looking at the brutal effigy from, it's got a different pose. Like it's such a cool miniature, especially once you see this. I can bring it up to stream and show it off sometime, maybe. But like from some angles, it looks like it's doing a certain pose as if it had 2 legs, and from a different angle, it's as if it has 2 legs doing a different pose. Amazing use of the 3 dimensions. That we get with miniatures. So that's the original metal brutal effigy. It's one of my favorite models. I'm using some, what is this color called? I had an accident where, okay, so this is called Dark Flesh, which is a little funny because it ain't that dark, is it? It's a bit weird. It's just yellow. It's a weird Vallejo model color that's called Dark Flesh, but really it's a very, very yellow skin. Almost looks like mustard. So I'm imagining like a line right through. I'm not going to take into account the angle of the spear here. Maybe I'm doing this incorrectly. I don't know. But I'm imagining a line going right through here. As a highlight. Like, will it look good from the front? I think so. So we got a shade underneath, and it's also a little bit darker above. Maybe we'll do a second line right on top. We'll see. So this is kind of like if there's some light coming in front, but then above maybe on from the surface of the sea, we got some light coming through too. If we do a line on top, like I'm a bit of an NMM noob, so it's totally fine if someone comes and just butchers all my reasoning in in the YouTube video later. That'd be fun, actually. I'm gonna try and make this look good, and that'll be fine with me. So yeah, so like this area, this hoping to see the follower alert. Yeah, I know the latest follower, it says, is RatBadger74, and that's a very interesting nickname. So you can blend for ages when painting NMM. We'll see just how long we'll poke color around back and forth. Like a lot of the time, like a simple shape like this will have a sharp highlight up top. I just have my brush in the Wyrd class. Hey, that's almost obligatory. Like you'll have a highlight up top here on the edge, and right below that we want the darkest point. Like I'm going to put a little bit of black right below this edge, and that edge highlight was done with Ushabti bone. I'm going to put a little bit of pure white there, but we want a lot of contrast here. We want black, dark brown, medium brown, and then like in the middle of this area, the edge of it, of this triangle here, we'll put another highlight. And I mean, this is kind of tiny, but the lightest colors will be at the bottom. This is tiny. Bit of yellow. Like I'm gonna go back and forth because this is a bit tiny. And did I mention it's tiny? But like getting all this, getting a gradient down in such a small space is not always super easy. Wet blending could really help, or painting with oil colors. But we basically got this triangle with light contours, really bright contours, and then darkness up top, and then lighter and lighter browns down towards the bottom. We can do the same thing with a cylinder, like very close to this highlight. We want some very dark color. And then underneath, you can go a little lighter with the ground reflecting up on it. You don't want to go as bright as the brightest colors, but oops, I'm out of the camera shot again. Thought I'd learned that by now. You don't have to blend everything together 100%. It will, like the eye will tend to, our eyes and brain tend to help us blend the gradients together, especially on such a small surface. So maybe let's finish this part before we go and do everything. Like when people are painting NMM, a lot of the time you see people doing like one little surface at a time. You don't have to do it like that, but it does have some merit. So And you know me, I like this kind of, I like to interrupt the highlights a little bit. Like, I think it makes it look pretty interesting. Like, I won't highlight a straight line through with the brightest highlights sometimes. I'll just leave some little gaps in the line. So I think I often like that slightly uneven look. Kind of looks like metal, doesn't it? You could also play around with purple shadows, maybe red shadows for gold. Since gold is pretty yellow, tends to be at least. Purple shadows work really well. Or you can just mix a little bit of purple into the shadows. Yeah, this is really fun, actually. I should do more NMM. Maybe. Should I? That's a good close-up of my hand. Do some, like a little dot there. The tips of the tridents. Middle triangle, so to speak. So, how's everyone in the chat doing? Hope you're having a good day. My brain is a little mush. I played 2 Malifaux games Sunday and 1 game yesterday, and somehow, like, I don't know if I'm getting old, but it's been a lot for my brain to handle. I've also been a little stressed, I guess. So, like, I'm all spent. I guess it doesn't help that I've been playing stuff that's new to me. Still learning Anya, and also tried out the McCabe title. Lucas McCabe, Tomb Delver. Like, I mourned his loss of a horse. And yeah, I actually made a really huge mistake, which ended up with a Rough Rider having to rescue McCabe from a tight spot, being all like, "Hey McCabe, you shouldn't have ditched that horse. Want to ride?" To save him. then Lord Cooper shot that rider to death. Having fun learning Twitch stuff today, which also makes me feel old. Haha. Exclamation mark Waldo makes Nightbot say blah blah blah. Okay. Well, that's useful, isn't it? Nice, Kyle. Yeah, I need to learn a whole bunch of. There's so much stuff about Twitch I need to learn too, I think. Iron Clays. I'm good. Super busy workday, but getting wrapped up now. Nice to hear you're getting wrapped up. Super busy Tuesdays, huh? Bernard. Kim says Kyle is not allowed to feel old. Iron Clays ran tourney over the weekend through which was fun. It's been a while since I TO'd. Yeah, that can be exhausting. Really kind of can be. Really kind of can be? That was funny to say. Nice running a tourney, though. People had a good time. Where was the tournament? Going to my first tournament in ages on Saturday in Malmö, Sweden, which will be a lot of fun, I'm thinking. Really looking forward to it. Got any other cool magic Twitch powers, Kyle? Iron Clays. People seem to enjoy it. A lot of good games. A lot of people who haven't seen each other for a while. From a TO perspective, was just glad to get one run. I canceled 4 due to COVID. Then had venue troubles. Yeah, glad you got to hold one finally. Oh yeah, Liverpool. Cool. So who won the tournament? And with what faction? Connect with Elinore. Ah, nice. Wyrd's doing some magic. Nice commands. Callum Palin Scott with Explorers 1. Nice. I'm going to be taking the Explorers for a run in Malmö. Exploring. Callum is really nice. Yeah, it's a cool name. I agree. Kind of feel like right now I'm just dabbing paint back and forth. Just kind of what I'm doing it sometimes. Yeah, should probably. Soul Markets came second. Bio came third. Ulix and Sip. Cool. Was you know, were all the Marcus games the new title, or were they a mix, or classic? Really like Marcus. His title card seems pretty obnoxious, I will say. All classic masters. Okay, yeah, that's titles weren't allowed. I can sort of see that, like, yeah, waiting for the app. It's not unreasonable. That's what we're doing here in Sweden too. Other than in the Vassal League we're having, where we're trying out new stuff, which makes my brain melt, kind of. Trying out new stuff is really fun, but it's also like, whew, my brain. I think it's cool to hear that Classic Marcus was doing so well. I mean, obviously it's the player, but you know, these kind of stats are still fun. Like, oh, Marcus won that. I know it's mainly the player that won, but still a little fun to hear. At least I think so. I like Marcus, in all honesty. I do not know how he got some of the results he did. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I have only played Marcus in 2 games. Because I haven't played much Arcanists in. M3, but Sabertooth Cerberus with Butterfly Jump, Flight, and Move 7 is pretty darn good, in my opinion. Butterfly Jump is such a crazy ability. Double Cerberus, double Rattler, huh? That's interesting. I thought most people had ridden off the Rattler. Cool. Rattler is a cool model. We'll see how much stuff I have the time to get painted for my tournament. Can be a little bit optimistic when it comes to time. But yeah, we'll see. New sculpts are really nice. I've seen pictures of the renders, but I don't think I've seen any painted. There are 3 sculpts now, right? It's nice. Need to photograph my Anya crew I painted after I added the last little bit of basing. Thought I'd go for an autumn feel with the explorers. It's a nice theme to explore, wouldn't you say? Thanks. Yeah. I think you're gonna like it. It's a little subdued, so like I guess it doesn't pop super much unless on the table, but I think the addition of some more autumn foliage might help with that. Because like I went with like in the background, the colors of condor rails are black and gray. So I painted a lot of black and gray, but also with like the teal of the Explorers faction showing through a little bit on ties and shirts and such, like showing underneath the jackets and stuff of the operatives, like showing their true colors. Curse 55, yay, separate painting day. Ah, that's sweet of you to be excited about that. I like that. Whoop, whoop. How are you doing, Curse? I'm pretending to know how to paint an MM. It's going okay. Did I say that out loud? We're not going for like a golden demon or crystal brush NMM here, but we want it to look pretty damn good. Putting the orc in workday. Keep working on running things on my desk instead of my Rotten Harvest entry. So, yeah, I haven't done any Rotten Harvest stuff either. When's the deadline for that? And right, not sure if we as the streamers were supposed to enter or not. I'm not huge on painting competitions anyway. Like, I like that they get people. And by that I mean attending them myself. I really like that they get people doing awesome looking stuff that I get to see. It's very inspirational for me. Just don't think like I don't seem to have much of a drive to compete myself, though. Like entering can be fun. Just don't feel like a competitive painter. I always just feel like I want to compete against myself. So you're painting orcs, huh? Or are you like being an orc? All strong and not finding the right words here. No, I keep getting that. Like, I'm not playing Animal Crossing, but for some reason I keep getting that song stuck in my head. Or it's not even a song, just a little melody. Don't know why. I'm gonna try and fight it. No, God. Stop it. What are you thinking? Is this looking like metal? Does this look like metal to you? Yeah, I hope so. Gotta push the contrast whilst minding the transitions between the colors. Ugh. Ugh. So her totem is a blood hunter. Or that's Nekima's totem, rather. Actually, I forgot what the proc or the nightmare version was called. Maybe we'll just call them the Moray siblings. Or the Morays. The Lagan, thank you. Think of them as Flotsam and Jetsam. That's nice. Are those the eels from Little Mermaid? Or are they just silly names? They were cool. I haven't seen that film in ages. Hey, wouldn't it be awesome if Marcus had like dire penguins? Could be a December Chimera model. The dire penguin. Or a sloth counts as model that is actually a sloth. If anyone knows if there's a sloth miniature out there somewhere to buy, like the animal sloth, please tell me. My family tends to make fun of me for being slow. And I guess I'll just roll with that. So I'm a little sloth. I have scary claws. You should respect them. Cars 55 says, I died to dire penguins and don't starve enough as it is. Oh. Well, I know of that game, but I haven't played it. It's cool that they got dire penguins in it. So what about dire sloths? Aaron Clay says, remember a long time ago when I had 2 honey badger procrees for an army in a well-known fantasy battle game, I would write down what they killed each game. That's brilliant. I love that. Maybe we'll have to wait for Animal Adventures penguins or something. But seriously, give Marcus a sloth. Why did I do that? Painted the wrong way. There we go. It's better. Boop, 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 boop. And push that contrast. One AP, move one, sloth. Yeah. But they've got a mean attack. Ferocious claws, I guess. I'm pretty sure you can give them 2 AP. It should be a move 1 model with swagger. Move 1, gain focus 1. Or maybe they have the reverse, they get distracted. I don't know. Why do I keep messing things up I've already done so they look decent? Uh, so probably have stealth too. Be like willpower 8, defense 1 or 2. Like one of these painting competitions, I remember seeing what I actually pondered doing sometime, where a bunch of mole men are ripping up lots of flowers. And I was so glad to see that someone had made made such a thing. Like it was a bit similar to an idea I had, but I never did anything with. It was so fun to see that realized. My mind, Molman just hate tulips and gardens, and they just want to wreck every garden they see. I don't know why they hate gardens, but maybe they think like nature should be chaotic. You shouldn't try and force order on nature. So gardens are evil. That could be it. I'm talking a lot of nonsense right now. A lot of nonsense about animals, but bear with me. It's actually something I tend to do, like just talk nonsense about animals. If I had my own Malifaux rules, I'm pretty sure I'd give out distracted. Would make sense to me. Actually, I got played against McMorning too the other day, and damn is he fun, and damn does he make some scary creations. I always thought it was so characterful and sweet that if he makes a flesh construct, he gets distracted. He's so caught up in his own work and accomplishments. Accomplishments. Whoop, words. Chatty, yeah, maybe chatty and yeah. So you painting anything cool at the moment, Curse 55? Cyberash 3000, the Deepest Depths characters should have been given big trout lips. Well, I would have looked funny. Yeah. Welcome to the stream, Cyberash. Fashionable nowadays. Yeah, sure. Pretty popular. Here in Gothenburg, too. Hey, from in the UK, a new convert to Malifaux. Welcome. Welcome to Malifaux. How are you liking it so far? Currently trying to purchase every Gremlin kit you can. Nice. Like, next week, I think, going to raffle out the Bayou starter box, which I painted here on the stream. Just a little stress this week, so I think I'm gonna leave that for next week. Just one less thing on my mind, you know. Smart idea. Gremlins have a tendency to blow themselves up, so you need extras. Yeah, you might need extras. Gremlins are optimistic, I'd say. Some might say reckless. I'd just say they're optimistic. Not play the game yet, just the painting side. Well, you're in the UK, so you should not have trouble finding people to play against. Glad you're here. When you get stuff painted, don't hesitate to show your stuff off at a Wyrd place or the Wyrd Discord. It's always fun to see people's paint jobs. People tend to be kind also, I feel like. It's rare here in the UK. You got the bear box. Ah, okay. Love the unicorn vomit and pixie dust. Yeah, that box was a limited edition, so you can't get it in stores. I think. Wasn't it? Yeah, it's a nightmare box. Orcs and Goblins is Skaven player when you were younger. Used to being unpredictable. Nice. Yeah, I always loved Skaven. So, random, scary. Crucify me every time I see a Mayfang player bring mechanical workshops. Why? Why is that? Because of Rage Machine? Does it make you rage too? Now I need to paint up my mechanical pork chops. I love pigs. It's almost strange I don't collect Ulix. Currently trying to find the minicorns and sparkle steel. Yeah, can't help you out there, I'm afraid. I don't have those. Maybe they'll be available at Black Friday if you're lucky, where it tends to sell a bunch of cool stuff then. Make pork chops are very good. Usually going to be somewhere around 2 AP cooking scrap for made little pork. Really, really good. Yeah, okay. They seem nice. Like the only thing is rage machines seem a little tricky. Like they already have pretty low wounds totals, but I can see it being good. That scrap being really useful and all. Botanist Gremlins should be dual faction. Yeah, like there are no dual faction stuff other than monsters and totems, right? It would be nice if they were like given the Trixie keyword or something. Maybe. I think that's maybe where they would fit. I'm not sure. Which are there gremlin crews that remove markers? I kind of see. Yeah, it's a little weird. They got a botanist gremlin, but guess it's not in the bayou anymore. I don't know. Yeah, they are exploring the bayou, right? Makes it even weirder. Yeah, I agree. Which monster do you think they would fit best with? That is true. Really need a botanist, but I haven't seen them in stock yet. Oh well, I can wait. Could fit with summer, yeah. So do you work for Wyrd? Kinda. Like, but only with these streams. We're a little team of streamers. Been playing the game for about 10 years, so really love it. So it's really nice to do a little bit of work with them. Man-eating plant. What, you mean like somebody eating salad? That's cheeky. Yeah. I was also thinking that she likes markers. She got her pit traps, but I don't know if there's anything removing markers in her crew. Like, I'm thinking not thematically here, but also mechanically. Like, they need markers to be removed to be able to grow. I don't recall if there are any real like marker removal stuff in Gremlins like that. Just pushing paint around a bit. I think it's this middle part is a little difficult to get looking right, in my opinion. Neurophilia's got good marker removal. She's got target practice from pretty. Yeah, sure. But isn't that just ski markers? I don't think they care about that. I might be misremembering abilities or actions, rather. Okay, I'm thinking it's time to start pinning the crown. A teddy-based Neverborn crew. Yeah, how are you thinking? Like with the little teddy, limited teddy models? The stitch together counts as? Oh, that, sorry, yeah. That's true. I think Botanist would fit with Gremlins too. It's just they don't do dual faction other than Masters and Totems. Oh, they're barely together. Those are the ones. I've got those. They are really cute. Teddy, God riding Teddy, and barely together. Yeah, unfortunately, like Marlena Webster, who is riding a Teddy, is not a Neverborn model. But you could just use her as something else if your opponent is all right with it. Which I think a lot of people would be. Kin, yeah? Yeah, I can see that. That's a good use for it. Good way to incorporate what you like into your Bayou collection. Okay, let's see how we can mess this crown up. Did spend a long time on that spear. Just that's because I'm a little inexperienced with NMM. I guess. Also, shedding away, you know. Mm-hmm. I'm listening. They're 5 a day too. Maybe they do. I realized maybe that was supposed to be hair in there. Just the texture's a little odd here. So I'm been a bit unsure, like if this is supposed to be her hair or some sort of part of the crown. What do you think? Should this in the middle of the crown up top be hair? Because like it looks a little. I thought it was a bit like spotted, but maybe I'm just fooling myself. Let's say this is. I would like to see a British faction enter Malifaux. You got a British faction in the other side, in King's Empire. So I guess it's not impossible they would enter Malifaux later too. Like I feel like maybe it should be hair. Uh, Question is how many factions the game could handle. Well, there are others who'd know that better than me. British are famous adventurers. Yeah, famous adventurers or famous infamous colonizers. Take your pick. You've got a British adventurer actually in the Explorer Society, or maybe two. I know because Lucas McCabe is a British adventurer, actually. There are other British people too. Like, I think Leviticus is British. Yeah, some Abyssinia would be cool. For sure. You know, I think this, like, I'm not sure this is supposed to be hair or not, but because it's like, it's all spotted. Like I think it would look better in a dark color anyway. So we painted it black. Yeah, but I'm thinking more game balance wise, which is something G-dubs don't really do. But yeah, guess there's more room for factions. With Malifaux, though, you got more of a risk of being a bit overwhelmed with the amount of stuff you got to learn to play properly in a tournament, to not be surprised and just lose to things you don't know about. And it gets harder and harder to like understand the game the more factions and crews there are. But yeah, they kind of, there's certainly space for, like, they've had 8 characters touched by the Burning Man now, and 8 characters. Yeah, maybe they could do a Burning Man faction. I don't see that such a thing happening anytime soon, though. Do not think there will be more. But this is just guessing. I have no idea. I don't know any of these things. I'd like to make that clear. Like, I've got no idea of what's going on with what direction the game is going. I just paint stuff. My guess is as good as yours. But it's always fun guessing. Free factions. Well, I love that. I really like that. I really like that Wyrd really takes care of all factions instead of just pumping out new ones. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see another one. Will it be soon? I don't know. I think it's with G-dubs almost as with new Star Wars films. Kind of change, like they got good ideas, just change directions so often. Adam Jonas liked the stream. I said scream because I saw a zombie and I made a Freudian slip, sort of. Getting real hard. Yeah, shipping is annoying right now. I hope it. I actually bought a bunch of Malifaux from the UK recently. So maybe that's my fault, but I didn't touch the gremlin stuff. Promise. But yeah, Swedish stores have some trouble getting Malifaux, new Malifaux stuff in stock, but there's a bunch. I'm pretty sure it's going to be working itself out. I got so much Malifaux stuff laying around that I don't know when I'm going to be able to paint it all, so I think I'll be all right. Well, about that botanist, huh? Would be nice to have a botanist. Sweden's actually famous for a botanist, sorta. Carl von Linné. He was like the one deciding on how to categorize animals and plants in different families in Latin and shit. Unless I'm being super mistaken here. Aw, shame you're having trouble finding the brewery box. This crown is not super easy to paint, I will say that. Whew. Lots of different cool shapes and nice small detail. It's a lovely sculpt. Just a little challenging here and there. That evolution guy, yeah, Darwin. Yeah, but We all had that guy, you know. But like Carl Linnaeus, he made the modern way of naming like organisms. It's not like just something in Sweden. It's something you use in UK and the US too. You know, with two Latin words describing a species. That's a Swedish thing. Sort of. Oh yeah, I heard of that guy before. Yeah. Boris Johnson would make an epic gremlin. Hey, isn't Boris Johnson Summerteeth Jones? That's what I thought. Or Lenny? I have to appreciate Carlos Linnaeus for being so committed that he Latinized his own name. Yeah, it's pretty brilliant, isn't it? Lenny's smarter than Boris. I've been told to stay off politics, you know, so I'm not gonna comment on that. Well, it's mostly to, like, we want everyone to get along, you know? Linnaeus is the father of modern taxonomy, also probably named after Carl Gustav, that king who keeps killing all my dudes in Mountain Blade. Carl is a very common Swedish name, yeah. Carl. Nice save, Cyber Rush. So what are we thinking? Does this look good? You think? Okay, could we call her done? Maybe almost. Are we liking her? Yeah, at least Lenny knows when Piggy needs to go potty. That's good. She looks amazing. Thank you. That's very nice. Glad you think so. She's taken some time, but you know, like, it's royalty, you know? Can't rush a royal portrait. Smoking the Bandit and it's an actually haven't seen those. But I bet you're right. Just painting this hair or whatever it is up top. Like, I was a bit unsure at first if it was supposed to be like a little cap in the crown. But hair makes more sense. To me, it's just something about the texture that kind of threw me off. You will gibbering hordes be like, we come in peace. A Swamp Fiend tag. Yeah. Could have been a Swamp Fiend, yeah. That looks pretty cool. So, these guys, huh? The Lagan. Lagan. The moray eels, or Renidae in Latin. Maybe a butchered pronunciation. I don't know. Who the heck knows? It's Latin. So let's start painting the Queen's Totem. Perhaps a little bit small for a 40mm base, but I think they would, like, they'd look really cool with a bit of reef. I need to figure out how to do underwater looking bases. So I brought out this Lupercal green to start building up a nice dark teal color. Though I wish it covered what, like, more well than it does. Better. Gibbering hordes are pretty damn cool. So spoke a bit about it last stream, that with acrylic colors being transparent, if you start from like a dark undercoat, of course it takes a while to build up the layers to make that paint cover. But building it up, you can also, of course, use that black to help create shadow. So you might not want to paint completely opaque layers and everything if you're doing a black undercoat. Like underneath here, I might do I guess I might do lighter bellies though. But like I wanted a dark feel for these meanies, so I went with a pure black undercoat. Basis, you can do just like you did Miss Happen. That's a pretty good underwater look, like the semi-honeycomb waves look when water reflects on a surface underneath them. Yeah, that could be cool. Yeah, true. Yeah, could do like a very light texture on the ground, I guess, on the bottom, and then do such reflections on top. Yeah, could be nice. It's a good idea. Wonder if there is a good way to make seaweed. Or corals. Could also do like dumped trash. From the human race being pretty good at dumping shit all over in the oceans. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Base coating the bones in Steel Agent Drab. Or are we? Nah, that's Rackard Flesh. Yeah. Sorry. Misinformation. It's Lucius's fault. Hey, kitty. Oops. Kitty jumped onto the table, creating some shadows and shaky camera effects. She also stepped right on my wet palette, which is not ideal. Thanks for that, Zetkin. The hazards of having a pet. Please don't step with my hobby stuff. Thanks. Water effect resin for water. Yes. And that's really cool. Though I was thinking maybe I want to do underwater look. to the bases. And like water effect would then be a bit weird and unless you like encase all of your miniature in water effects, and I'm not going to do that. Like I was pondering either I could do them being above water with water on the base. So they're like magically floating above the water, or you could make it so that the base is the bottom of the ocean. And in that case, I wouldn't, of course, have any water effects. The problem with making it look underwater is that your opponent's underwater too. Yeah, well, it's a decision you gotta make. Either you get that, or you get the whole thing with fish swimming above water. You know? So it's a decision you gotta make. I'm thinking let's mix some purple in here. And I'm doing it while the teal paint isn't dry yet, which is fine because that just blends it in interestingly, you know? Flying fish, they're real. Yeah, well, ish. Flying fish are cool. But I feel like fish right above a water surface might look a little weird. Oh, I don't know. Either way of doing it is fine, I think. Flying dogs, huh? Yeah. My cat knocked a wine bottle over my Sandeep miniature once. Maybe she thought he was too good and needed some looking at. I don't know. Fish out of the water. Sure. Yeah. So, yeah, I think because it's Malifaux, I juxtapose it and stick them in a desert. Let's put the unicorn bomb base on the plane of skull space, and I went for meadow and woodland instead. I like the skulls idea. So, Kim, we need to come up with a name for the third moray eel. Because there are 3 morays on this one. Dave. Yeah? Sure. That works. Everyone knows a Dave. Yeah, I think maybe that's true. Not sure I do, but I'm Swedish, so that doesn't really apply here, maybe. But yeah, Dave. I would call him evil. No. Not really. I wouldn't call Neverborn evil. They were here. They were there first. Like it's almost well, look, Earth is colonizing Malifaux. That's evil. Neverborn are defending Malifaux. Defending their land. My opinion, they're in the right. Evil is subjective in Malifaux, but they're a native in Paragon sense. Yeah. Like, evil is a weird concept. What even is evil, you know? Now we're getting deep. There are certainly evil acts. Depending on perspective, I guess. Like, there are acts I would certainly call evil. But evil is such a weird concept still. So I'm mixing a little bit of red into the purple for highlights here. I want a warm purple up top with light teal bellies. These buddies. I think Ressers are evil. No. Molly is a very sympathetic vigilante. Did research here in the UK, and apparently everyone knows at least one Dave in the UK, perhaps the Neverborn were original humans evolved. No. They are Neverborn are not human. That is clear from the story. December is certainly not a very nice guy. but like what even is evil? I wouldn't really have a problem calling December evil, but like it's generally bad news. I'd say like in Malifaux, there are a lot of baddies per se. And everyone seems to like the real. And if you pick one antagonist in Malifaux, most factions have Guild as their main enemy, so they're kind of the baddies in a lot of ways. They're the main antagonist of most factions, I think. So, Rash, your paint style reminds me of Canvas Painter style. It's cool. Well, thanks. I'm glad you think so. Glad you think it's cool. Seamus is certainly a baddie. But I was saying that Guild is the main antagonist for most factions. Play Wyrd. Before the twisting, the Neverborn are described as people similar to humanity. Similar doesn't mean the same, but similar. Yeah, I agree. Thanks for the input. I think you have Kim has a better knowledge when it comes to the lore than I do. You gotta show off your sweet lore knowledge. Yeah, certainly. I appreciate it. So the twisting, that was something that happened because of the tyrants, right? Like the war with the tyrants changed the Neverborn forever or something like that. Thanks, Salty Seabass. Hi, welcome to the stream. Nice and slimy. Yeah. They're fun to paint. Setkin, I don't know. I hope that's not the sofa you are scratching. I've already rambled about how cool I think moray eels are several times. But they are cool. It's like the last FU that the Tyrants did as they were bound. Ah, yeah. Yeah, the Neverborn kind of projects, I think, what fears we have and play on them. At least some of them do. Not all. Hashtag not all Neverborn. So I mixed more and more of that oddly named Vallejo Dark Flesh into our little red and purple mix. Salsivas, what do you call an eel who loves to attend parties? Something with a more. I'm not good at these. Electric? No. Party. Foray, moray. Social moray. Yeah? It's pretty funny. I could not guess that. Now I'm embarrassed. So how are you doing, Salty Sea Bass? It's nice seeing you here. Doing well. I've got my Toil and Trouble box prepped for painting. Nice. That's really cool. It's a lovely box of miniatures. Huge commission coming up. A little stuff on the back burner, huh? Yeah. That can happen. Hope the commission is fun. Lots of projects ready for the stream. Nice. My life's been so hectic, I have not been able to catch as many streams as I wanted. I'm gonna try and find more time for them. So what are you painting next on your stream? Trying to make some sort of dreamy, almost rainbowy thing here on these moray eels. Samantha 3 smells and then Bing Nguyen. Nice. That's cool. Bing's a cool character. Samantha's not bad either. I need to finish basing my Anya Lycarian crew and start painting my Yedza crew like yesterday. More I look over a card, the more I really like her. Samantha? Yeah. Cool. I'd like to play some more the other side. See what I get around to it. Got almost pure Viejo Dark Flesh here now to do some final sharp highlights. Kind of yellow highlight. Fish can have very interesting color shifts, which is what I'm trying to capture here. It's fun. Like, I really did this on a whim. I had no idea how I wanted to paint this miniature before the stream, other than, of course, I wanted to look good beside the queen. I like being impulsive and trying to make things work. Thinking it works pretty well. And I guess some Cobalite green. To put more color on the belly. Bellies, I guess. Gotta remember we got 3 individuals here. Do I want to paint the back fringes same color? I think maybe. Could do them blue, I guess. Those got a different, one of them's got a different head. It's got little whiskers there, little whisker fins. I didn't notice that before. Kim says, looking through our Instagram and came across this gem. Apparently my computer is really slow at loading it. I wonder why. Oh. That's really cool. Lots of candles. Like the little dioramas you can make with the other side stuff is really nice. Which reminds me, I need to photograph my warp I painted. And paint some more warped, I guess. Yes, please, love the cult models. Yeah, they're really cool. Go cult! The Burning Man's word needs to be spread. Next up, the trademark Sybarite green paint. It's not a trademark, but yeah. Just block it in and then blend a little in the places we need to later, I guess. It's a pretty cool color shift effect, right? I'm liking where this is going. Welcome to the stream where we toot our own horn. Sort of. It's okay to appreciate what you're doing, right? Should do more stuff with this kind of purple into yellow and purple into green. Blends. It's pretty cool. It's really fun to paint. Make sure to try this at home. It's fun. Actually, now I'm thinking of, she does a lot of like teal, purple pink, yellow stuff. Katarina Gorska or something like that. I might butcher her name. She's an amazing painter. Check her out if you haven't seen her work. It's really cool. Of course, I don't remember how to spell her name, I guess. Well, keep your eyes open. If anyone's curious, I can find a link. I've got follow her Instagram. Maybe a little bit of yellow here. And then some very bright green. In Ghost Blaster Green. The most sci-fi name for a green paint ever, perhaps. I'm thinking maybe blue fins. Then we need to do sort of like need to paint the eyes, of course. Inside of the mouth, I guess. Lime green is very exciting for me. Yeah, it's a very good paint. But is it as sci-fi as Ghost Blaster Green in the name? I don't know. Humans' bad habits, neverborn human fears. Yeah, you could be onto something there. The neverborn certainly do play on humans' fears. Well, not all of them, I guess, but a lot of them do. Like the woes. Nephilim just slaughter stuff and have a good time. So wanna have a good time, said the Nephilim. The gremlins do imitate, yeah. And learn. Gremlin imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, maybe? I think you're being really mean to gremlins there. They're great folks. Once you get to know them, kind of. They're all good. But yeah, maybe they would be different if very nice people came through the breach. Could be. It'll look amazing. Thanks. What tips for painting do you have? That's a broad question. One tip is don't see washes as like something you have to use, maybe. A lot of people talk about them being liquid talent, but I think it's easy to fall into the trap with where you just wash, dry brush, wash, dry brush. You might end up plateauing skill-wise. You really don't have to use washes. They can be a nice tool, but also look at what other people do and try and replicate it. Can be a good practice. And think about what main colors you want to use. Like it's easy to end up with miniatures with colors from all over the spectrum, which might work. We're kind of doing something a little bit like that right now, but you might want to pick a main color or two and then try and complement that with other colors. So like a little rule I have is that I never want a model to have all of the primary colors. Like I never want a model to be to be blue, red, yellow, and green, because that tends to look like extremely cartoony. If that's what you're going for. Airbrushing, no, I do not, but I am looking at getting one. I have not gotten one before because I've either been short on money or short on space for one. Football team uniform, yes. Very easily, it starts looking like a football team uniform if you just like gotta be careful with those very vibrant colors. If you have a very strong red, maybe you want a not quite as strong green to complement, possibly, or a teal, but not quite as strong. And then other than that, you might want to have just like subdued colors like grays and browns and stuff. Just an example, but don't have all of your colors be super saturated, because it will end up looking a bit weird. It's something I've been thinking about quite a lot, like Space Marines from that certain game. They often look like hockey players or football players, which is a little fun. But let's not talk about that anymore. So after these are finished, we've got 4 miniatures left in the box set. The counts as Young Nephilim and the counts as Terratots. Or are they? They're Reef something. 11 Neon Crew. Yeah, sure. Like, these are just advice to keep in mind in general. And I mean, on this miniature, I'm using blue, purple, yellow, green. So you can certainly bend rules a lot. Yeah, the Pixel Vomit box is very cartoony, so it works better there, I'd say. At the end of the day, it all comes down to personal preference. But I rarely like a miniature that has, like, I'm thinking of Nintendo, like the colors for the buttons. like saturated blue, a red, a green, a yellow. That just doesn't work, in my opinion. But neon, that's cool, for sure. You can do neon. When you're an artist or doing artistic stuff, whatever you want to call it, bending the rules is often where it gets interesting. So take things I say with a grain of salt. So I'm painting on a little bit of blue here, but leaving some of that green showing, some of that teal. It's a little bit of a darker color and makes it blend together a bit with the sort of with the teal bellies and that overall feel and mood. Painting outside of the camera again. Whoopsie. There has been lore about Nightburn boxes. Because they don't do it without all of them, but I remember reading Mr. Cooper lore, like the Dark Carnival lore. But maybe it hasn't happened for a while. I'm unsure. Yeah. I think someone said Rolling's Black has been in the lore too. Adiadara coming too. Nice. There's something very pop or R&B about Adiadara's name for some reason. Chronicles is nice. I really like to listen to the Reach Side broadcast. Since I'm more of an audiobook person, I'm really slow when it comes to getting through all the lore books, though I buy them. And I love reading them. I just, stressful lives and all, seeing that to read, not something I'm super great at doing all the time. More romance in Chronicles than in main books. Yeah, we spoke about that last stream, didn't we? Well, their romance doesn't hurt. I tend to like romance subplots. Like I'm rarely into romance as the main thing, but as a subplot, I really like it. Just talking in general now. So it's time to wrap this stream up quite soon. Started a little late, but now we're also over time a little bit. Oh, thank you, Cyberash. I'm really glad you like them. So yeah, we'll finish up these little moray eels in the stream on Thursday, and also paint something else cool. Either more of this Depest Depths Box or something else. But these will be finished next stream. Yeah, cool command. You got all my media contact info there if you want to see more of what I've done. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's been real great. Make sure to follow, and yeah, catch you later. Bye.